week. Shivani, come on up. And we're going to have, as we welcome Mr. Lohit Bhatia, President Workforce Management at Quess, to talk about She Shakti in the workforce. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, and a very warm welcome, and thanks to all of our audiences and guests. I'm Shivani Gupta. I'm in conversation with Mr. Lohit Bhatia, President, Workforce Management at Quess Corp. He comes with an experience of over 25 years across industries such as textiles, auto components, and services, with a focus on product and services, sales and business development, along with proficiency in manpower outsourcing programs, with emphasis on managed services across industries. I do thank you, first of all, for partnering with us. Why is this initiative so important to you? Let me begin by asking that.
So first and foremost, I'll take a second to thank every woman in this audience and out there. This Nari Shakti, this She Shakti is absolutely to be celebrated every day, every moment. So that's the first. Why is it important to us? So Quess started with very humble backgrounds in a 3-bedroom apartment in Bangalore 16 years ago. In these 16 years, our journey has taken us to 6,400 towns and cities, where we deploy over 5,25,000 people today. But what gives us bigger pride is the 92,000 women who call Quess their employer every day. The second most important point there is around 6,000 people with differential abilities also find Quess as an employer. But the one data point that we've often seen missing, and even in our data point, you can reflect on that, 5,25,000 total people, about 100,000 people with diversity. That means we're just at about 20%. I think that is the one thing which needs to be changed and changed every day. Everybody does not have the same benefits. For parents to take them up to an IIT or an IIM, many of them require the stepping stones. And if you enable them those stepping stones, then we'll see the kind of power in this room magnify and multiply 10 times over.
So let me ask you the tougher question. What is it that makes that difference? So if you could elaborate on Quess's initiatives that help women particularly at the workplace.
So very importantly, the first thing at an enterprise level at least is a goal, a target, and something which is driven from the top. 2 years ago, our chairman, along with our CHRO, went to the board and made a presentation when we were just about 22% of women in employment within Quess, the core employees, and set a very, very ambitious goal, saying that by 2023, we will have 33% women at work, and by 2025, we'll have 50% women at work. I'm glad to report to you, as I sit in front of you today, we've already crossed the 33% mark. We are at 35%. And we are well on the way to be 50% and thereabouts. Now, strategy is important, but execution is even more important. So internally, what we've done is we have a HER program, H-E-R. And what we say is we tag job roles, profiles, right through the entry level to the leadership. And we say these are reserved only for women. We don't just stop there. We take it to our business leaders. And some of my business leaders are in this room today. This becomes a target to them. They have to not only open those job roles only to women, they have to ensure that they come into the system, and they come into the system with open arms and a red carpet. And beyond that, you have to make it easy for them after they come to place of work.
Absolutely. You know, I was going to ask you exactly that question. From my grandmother's generation to my mother's generation, every generation has faced issues, and I have, of course, grown up, as any woman would, learning about what those issues were. And as a young woman professional, I feel some of my issues are different. I want to ask you, what is the issue, or what are the issues that today's woman in the workplace faces, and how do we solve those issues? Have we identified those issues first up?
So I think over the centuries, some issues have remained constant. And women will typically, in my opinion, have 4 hurdles or 4 M's in their life. The first M or the first hurdle would be marriage. and I'm not saying it in the wrong way. I am married. I love my wife. I found her in school. We both started dating when we were just in the ninth standard. And since then, it's gone pretty steady. So marriage is important. Please let me put a caveat out there. But that becomes the first hurdle for a woman. The second hurdle for a woman is maternity. The third hurdle for the woman is medical care. And medical care both for your own aging parents and your parent-in-laws. And the fourth hurdle is motherhood and becoming a mother as your children start to grow up. They get to the middle school, they finally get to the 10th standard, the 12th standard. The burden eventually goes back onto the woman. So as Quess, very specifically, we've tried to address each of these. After the HER program brings a woman into the system, we also encourage them to stay for longer. So the first program that we run is called GROW. And once a woman is into the system, how can she go from the junior management to mid-management to senior management? The second one that we have, which the senior women leader anchor, is called QUEEN. But this QUEEN is with slightly different spellings. It's QWEEN, and that is Quess Women Employment and Engagement Network. So all senior leaders, all women senior leaders at Quess have to mentor and buddy all the junior women leaders and navigate them through these 4 M's or these 4 hurdles at the workplace, which, mind you, they are going to get. I'll add one more point and just one tactical thing. We added and we changed our leave policies. And one of the policy we added was that if you're a parent of a child going into the 10th or the 12th standard, both father and mother will get a leave during the board exam. So we are telling the men, please share the burden. Don't expect your wife to give up the job during that time. We also added just one last one, and this is important because I heard in the earlier panel as well. We started what is called a period leave. I know Government of India is talking about it. We said if you are in your menstruation cycle and you need to work from home and you feel comfortable working from home, no questions asked, just convert that day into work from home and you're comfortable. So these are small little things. A lot of enterprises can do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, so there is, as you said, some challenges haven't changed for women. And those come from marriage, maternity, motherhood, as you said. And as you rightly said, those challenges will not go away till the burden of motherhood or parenthood is shared equally between men and women. But I do want to ask you, there is a report that Quess has initiated or authored, which is called the New Collar Generation. Could you tell me what is it that you found about young women or women of all age groups in the workforce, especially from the unorganized sector to the organized sector?
So thanks for that question. Actually, Quess brings people into formal employment for the very first time. In the last 12 months, when we added about 350,000 people, 177,000 of those people got a UAN number for the very first time. That means they came into formal employment for the very first time. 42,000 of those were women employees who came into the formal employment for the very first time. Now, how this report came about is when we took our findings being a 500,000 company to the government, the first question the government asked us is, you also speak for the formal worker. Who speaks for the informal worker? So we initiated a report in 14 cities, 4,200 girls and boys who work in 10 different disciplines in the informal sector. And we asked them a question, would you want to transition to the formal sector or the formal jobs? The emphatic answer, 97%, was absolutely yes. What do they find? They find decent work, they find skilling, and they find career enhancement. More importantly, 63% of the women said if they transition to the formal work and they get medical benefits, maternity benefits, and medical benefits for the family, they're willing to even let go of higher wages and will settle for lower wages, but for these aspects. And I think COVID has not been kind to most families, most people, and I think that's what the women in this report were trying to
Absolutely. No, I think that's an important finding, that it's not just the pay scale or the amount of pay, but it's also the benefits, especially maternal benefits or medical benefits, that are extremely important to keep women in the workplace and encourage them, especially in the organized sector as well. I do thank you, Mr. Lohit Bhatia. A big round of applause for Quess, because
Thank
it's
you.
important to initiate these conversations, and we need partners like you, and I hope I have a commitment from you.
Absolutely.
All right.
We are here for the
Absolutely.
long haul. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Lohit Bhatia, and a big round of applause for Quess for supporting us here at Rising India-She Shakti. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Just take a quick photograph and we move on to our next session. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.